Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare with Tsquare Talk. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a crab and shrimp boil. Getting pretty excited. It's real simple to do. I wanted to do this video in a really short version, so I wanted to kind of get everything going and get it ready as I start it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, depending on how much stuff you're going to put in, you're going to need a good amount of water. So you want to use the biggest pot you have. I actually have one sitting here. I already got my water boiling. To save on time, I'm using this Zatarain'S crawfish and shrimp crab boil in a bag. It's like a giant tea bag. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. So basically, this is what they look like. It's just a bag, like a tea bag with all your spices and stuff in there. Now, the first thing you want to do, once you get your water to a boil, get your potatoes in there, and that way they can start cooking in there. I've already thrown all my potatoes. I used regular sized red potatoes, but I cut them up. That way they'd cook a little faster. Now, and make sure you, with the directions on this mix, you're basically going to use one bag for every 3 quarts. So you may need a few of these. I actually got 3 of these because I used a lot of water. I'm expecting to throw in a bunch of stuff in here. The important thing too when you're making this is to know that once your water is at a rolling boil, kind of like this, see how it's kind of rolling in there? Kind of keep in mind your cook times on stuff. So like potatoes are going to take the longest to cook, so I'd already thrown them in there. The potatoes should be done in probably another 5 minutes roughly. Crabs take about 5 minutes to cook. If you're going to throw some crawfish in there, those take about 3 minutes, roughly 4 minutes. And shrimp don't take very long at all. Shrimp are going to boil in like 2 minutes time. They give you directions too on these boxes. The corn, it's already basically blanched, so this is really just a matter of kind of heating it up. It's already been cooked once, kind of. I don't know if it's all the way cooked. I just use frozen corn in a bag, and then the sausage is pre-cooked, so you're really just heating it up. But we're going to end up right now, we're going to throw the crabs in here and give them a good 5 minutes to cook. You'll know when they cook because they'll start turning bright red, as opposed to the bluish color that they are. I'm going to show you as I throw them in there. Now, one important thing to know, if your crab is dead, you do not want to eat it. And then I always like to throw them in head first. That way they kind of shocks them a little bit, especially with like lobsters and stuff. So I'm going to get them all thrown in here and get them cooked up. Now, the next thing I'm going to throw in, I'm going to start cutting up these sausages and get them ready to throw in. And then I'm going to throw in the shrimp. And then at the very end, I'm going to throw in the corn. This may cool down the water a little bit, depending on if they're frozen. If they are frozen, you want to throw them in next, right after the crab is pretty well almost all the way cooked. Just because that's going to drop your temperature. If they're frozen, mine are already thawed out, and they've been at room temperature for probably a good 30 minutes. So, okay, so I just threw in my sausage, got it all cut up and threw it in. And as you can see, the crabs are starting to look reddish. So I'm going to leave him in there a little longer. But the next thing I'm going to throw in is the shrimp. So I got the shrimp already headed. Depending on if you guys are using fresh shrimp, you want to head them before you throw them in there. Some people don't, but I always do, just because it keeps my water a little cleaner. And it gets more spice going to where I want it to go, as opposed to the heads, the spice going into the heads and not really kind of wasting the spice. So let's get them in there. Okay, so now I just got all the shrimp in there about 2 minutes ago. Now I'm going to throw in my corn. That way that corn can start sucking up some of that spice. And then I'm going to give it a good stir around. Now when I stir it around, that's going to cool the temperature of the water. So I'm going to let it go for a little bit longer and get it back up to a boil. And then we will be right back. Okay, so all the corn is in there. Now the water, as you can see, it got knocked down in temperature. I'm letting it boil back up again. Give it a little bit longer boiling, and then I'm going to pull this stuff out, and we will take a look at how we did. And if you're thinking about trying this out, this is super easy. I highly recommend it. Different people will put different types of stuff in here. Some people will put crawfish. Some people might throw in lobsters, claws, tails, whole lobsters. There's a lot of different stuff you can do. I recommend you try it out. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys are going to try this out. And we'll be right back once it's finished up. So it is looking good now. I'm going to pull this out and let's take a look at it. Does that not look delicious? That is a lot of seafood. It is looking great. Now, if you guys do decide to try this, please leave me a comment. And most importantly, I love reading y'all's comments. So that's really number one. If you could hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit that like button. That thumbs up helps our videos get out there more. Share it with a friend. I highly recommend you guys try this out. I couldn't believe that all my spices were in one little tea bag, basically. So I loved it. I thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am going to dig in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, guys.